And welcome to the latest episode of Rediscovered, my Let's Build series for Vintage Story, which is on the surface looks like a Minecraft clone. I would not dare to call it as such, but you could certainly make some comparisons, and in that case, I would probably refer to it as Minecraft on steroids with a heavy dose of survival. And if that sounds even remotely interesting to you, then you are in the right place, because that's what I've been trying to do for all these episodes, is survive. We're kind of past the absolute nitty-gritty survival bit. Now we're transitioning to thriving. So what we've done is we've reached a metal age, right? We're able to smelt copper, and now we're trying to gear up so we can forge copper. Now, if you're not clear on the difference between those terms, casting means, we melt the copper and we pour it in a mold and let it cool, and then you have a metal bit that you can use. Forging is you take a metal ingot, heat it up till it's soft, and then you pound the snot on it on an anvil into the shape you want. So that's where we're at, or that's where I'm trying to get to. But our immediate crisis up to this point has been storage space, because let me show you here. I've got food stored pretty much wherever I could fit it. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it, and that's why I made these new storage vessels, because I would like to get out of the ad hoc storage paradigm and go into something that actually makes sense. Like here I've got a bunch of wood and some burnables, and there's my ingot molds, along with some bushmeat and some other rotten stuff that I'm letting rot, because that's going to make some awesome agricultural products later. But for right now, it's pretty gross and nasty. So I'll take this fat and here's what I'm looking for. So I've got some mushrooms and I have some cabbages. Trying to figure out where everything is. So we need all my food's been in this container up to this point, but we're running out of space. And now I got these vegetables. Everything in here is sorted by how long it's going to last. So we're going to take we're going to make room for the vegetables, because they won't last as long as the grains. And then I need to make space in my inventory again. This is where I put the fat last time, right? So I'll put it in here again. Give me some space. But let's see. Put the grains in here, and now we need to sort this. 1.7, 1.8, 1.5, and so the mushrooms need to be at the front of the stack, and the cabbage needs to be at the end. So we just shift everything down one. Yes, I know there's no reason you need to do that. I know it's incredibly compulsive. So a few of you might be scratching your head, raising an eyebrow. I get it. I've been having people react that way to me for my whole life. But the idea is if you've worked in food service, you should know that you need to rotate your stock, right? Move your old stuff to the front, the fresh stuff to the back. That way you keep it all fresh. So my first job, that is not what I want to fire in. Yeah, this is what I want to do. My first job as a young pimply-faced high school boy was in a donut shop, and that's where they taught me to rotate the stock. Now, little advice: when you go someplace that has, like, say in this case, apple and orange juice in those little plastic cups with the foil lid, if the lids are kind of puffed up, that tells you that it's going bad, right? And what that means is Oh, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, and if you don't have something seated in your inventory when you exit your inventory, it just seats it for you. But here, it throws it on the ground, and I need to get used to that again. The perils of bouncing around between different games. But yeah, if you're out there and you see a drink with a foil cap that's kind of bulging up, that means fermentation has been happening inside. It's producing, I believe it's carbon dioxide. So it now, if it's within the date, right? Well, you do so at your own peril. But just because fermentation's happening doesn't mean it's bad. What the chances of it being bad is a lot higher. Now, I say all this because of my first job. On my first day, they told me about rotating the stock, and so sure enough, I went to rotate the stock, and I noticed that the orange juices and apple juices in the back, which were little plastic cups with foil lids, the ones in the back the lids were kind of starting to bulge, and yep, that's because the other people I work with on the other shifts did not rotate them like they're supposed to. So I rotated them. And for the record, they tasted fine. But, yeah. If you let it ferment long enough, you get alcohol. That's how that works. Right? And that's what reminded me on all of this, because, you know, the fruit juices, you take some fruit juice and let it ferment, and what do you got? That's how you got your wine. You know, I'm gonna need to make a bunch more food, and I'm thinking mushrooms with turnips can make a hearty stew, right? So mushroom stew with turnips. And the strange thing is like, before playing this game, if you had mentioned to me, hey, how about a bowl of mushroom stew with turnips, I would probably go, that's not. And now the idea is kind of making me hungry. So, you know, I hope the turnip farmers of the U.S. and the EU are giving credit where credit's due to the makers of Vintage Tory. But what was it talking about? Wine. Oh, I don't remember. I got sidetracked. It was a squirrel moment. What was I talking about? Oh gosh, I don't know. Fermentation of alcohol. Fermentation of alcohol. I can't. So you can't take these oiled hides and put them on the floor like a carpet. Well, they're not. They are oiled. They're just curing before they come pelts. And trying to see what I have a small inventory. It's okay. These pelts are already done, but the problem is there's I've got the baskets, which expanded my inventory to what it is now. The next step up would be a hunter's backpack, but it uses a lot of furs that I haven't had a great luck hunting. And what I would prefer is to skip that step entirely. So now that we have the forge and we're working toward forging, when we are able to make barrels, we'll be able to actually make proper leather, cured leather. And that will be the next step on for inventory. So that's what I'm holding out for. So yes, I know I could hold more, but not there yet. It's getting dark fast out there. So I think tomorrow we will check out the fishing, because they added a whole bunch of fish in the game. I mean, look at all these fish. I mean, it's like looking at the it's like looking at the inventory of a pet shop. But so I would have thought that if you're going to give me all these fish, you would give me a way to catch the fish. But as I'm going through here, I don't see any equipment for... I see a fish banner, not useful. I see 400 different types of... And, you know, something else, too, is I've got all these different types of fish, but when it comes down to it, I have basically 3 fillets, right? Raw fish, cooked fish, and cured fish. That's it. So, presumably, this variety, I guess, is just for cosmetic purposes. And it looks like for now, if you want a fish, go spear it or hack it with a falx, I guess. Oh. So maybe we won't go fishing tomorrow. So let's maybe go hunting with a bow. I've got a pelt, medium pelt. I've got fat. I might have enough flax. I just need a bow staff. So let's see. So there's the fat. And I got 3 pelts, so I got a pelt. I'm ready to go. Medium pelt. And what else? That was the bow staff. Dry long bow staff. Okay. You can make it with pelt. You can use a small pelt? Oh. Okay. And how do you dry a bow staff? Created by drying. Okay. How do you create a bow staff that you have to dry? Non-dry one. Okay. Raw. Oh, I'm going to need a saw. You would have thought I saw that coming. But, shoot. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm telling you we got to get the forge going, because it really does change the nature of the game. I mean, it opens up a whole bunch of stuff that apparently I can only read about at the moment. So with that said, it's about 11 o'clock at night on July 7th. So summer is over half over. Over half over. So summer is on the downhill side. How about that? And 20 degrees Celsius out there. 19, that's still pretty comfortable. And let's try to wake up now, because there we go. And let's go. So, since I'm not fishing and I'm not longbowing, I think what I will want to do is I want to do some more searching along the ground, right? A few different things. Yep, those are going. For one, I've only found one iron. I mean, not iron. Oh, I'd love to find iron, but I only found 1 vein of copper so far. And I, when I was playtesting this game in the past, I find 3 or 4. So I know I must be close. I'm just not looking the right spot, or I'm incredibly unlucky, or both. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to return out to this kind of like floodplain. But, that forest to the left, it's not heavy forest, but it's forest. What's the point of taking a boat if I'm just going to swim across anyway? I should have brought the boat all the way over here. Because I'm yakking. I'm not paying attention. Anyway, that forest, that tree line to the left there, I've kind of been trying to keep my distance because the forest is where wolves spawn and spawns. And wolves have a tendency to ambush me. I do not have a great track record lately with handling large predator fights. In fact, I don't think it's just lately. I think, it's not just the season average, it's my lifetime average is not great. So I try to avoid that if I can. And of course, there's the bear problem. They don't necessarily spawn in the forest, but the trees hide them just as well as they hide wolves. And the thing about this game, the wolves are announcing their presence all the time. So it's kind of like a reverse game of Marco Polo. They say Marco by howling, and then I know not to be there. But in the case of the bears, the bear will roar, but your you're aware of that roar at the same time that he's chasing you down, right? That's when he's roaring. And it's like, thank you for the warning. I already got the picture. It's a, $1 late, day short and a dollar late, dollar short and day late. I don't know. Yeah, it's something like that. Okay. So, and here's a tip too. If you have an empty hand, you can pick stuff up easy. And if there's already a spot for it in the inventory, then it'll just go there. So you can keep picking stuff up in easy, like that, right? So I'm picking up flint, and I'm picking up these limestone blocks, and my hand remains empty. But I don't, because otherwise you kind of have to knock it loose, and then it takes half a second before you can pick it up, and it just slows you down. But I am. Ooh, there's a lot of rocks here. But it's kind of a nice day out to be rock picking. Wow. It's a very fortunate day to be rock picking. Very nice. Very, very nice. And I got clay, so I should be able to make all this stuff into cobblestone, so yay. Oh, some more berry bushes. Don't mind if I do. It's berry lucky. Literally. Just make sure no bad guys are on the horizon. Rocks. Oh, I found some peat. And lots of rocks. Lots and lots and lots of rocks. Oh! Copper ore bits. Malachite. Okay, this is precisely what I was hoping to find. And it kind of needs to be marked on the map. There be gold. Well, not gold. Copper. There be copper here. Well, I don't think we would have had quite the impact if it was a great California copper rush. But in Vintage Story, a copper rush is a big deal. I'll go for that. Oh, I got the copper in my hands, so I can't pick it up. There we go. So I'm thinking I'm going to run back and get my pick so that I can pick me some copper. Because, well, in any type of survival game, there's no such thing as too many resources. unless you're going for the challenge, right? And I get that. I know, if you're playing a game, you kind of want a challenge. But, if we're talking about real life survival, I don't want a challenge. I want to survive. No such thing as too much. Hey, Pooch. I didn't know I could run faster than a fox, but apparently I could. Strange. I never would have guessed. Nowadays, in real life, the only running I do is my nose when I'm sick. So, in high school, I ran track. I ran distance track, and I ran cross country. And I did it for one season because I was okay at it. I just running. I hate. Now it would be different nowadays. Nowadays, we have you put your ear phones on, and you got your phone, and you got the world at your fingertips, and then running's not quite so boring. In fact, I don't run anymore. I walk, and that's when I do my YouTube watching, though it's mostly listening. And so that you're like, well, you can run now. Yeah, I doubt it. There's been too many years that I didn't keep it up, so. The check engine light's always on. I just gotta drive gingerly. Take my prospecting pick. Let's. Ooh. So let me make some space by taking out this grain and then just moving everything down. Hold on. These are fresh berries. It's got to be at this end of the line. Yep, okay. And the grains, I'll go in here like this. Oh, I got these wrong. 17.3 goes at this end of the line. Very nice. Where am I keeping my ore? Oh, over here. And let's go ahead and got 32 limestone stones. So let's go ahead and make those into blocks, cobblestone blocks, and get it out of my inventory. Let's go get me some copper. Let's do this. Now, you know, if you've been watching this series, you've heard me prattle on about all sorts of stuff. But one of the things I've said, maybe not every episode, but close to every episode, is that this game... Okay, there's copper. It looks like it's already pinned. Does it pin automatically? Okay, we'll see. One of the things I've said about this game repeatedly is this game has a pretty tough survival curve to it, and yet this game is among the coziest of games I've ever played, right? And I kind of feel like the reason I keep commenting on it, because it feels to me like such a contradiction, right? What's juxtaposition, I think, is the term, right? You know, in theory, a survival game is harsh, and, you know, dog eat dog, sometimes literally. And then this was according to, oh, this is my old mine. This is my new mine, or it will be my new mine. Yeah, mine. That's from Finding Nemo. Anyway, more chickens. We need to trap some chickens soon. Anyhow, I already got this. I got this clay on the map already. So what was I talking? Oh, coziness. But you know, recently I picked up a copy of Icarus. Now I watched Paul Soares Jr. play Icarus. That got me interested. And then my friends were playing Icarus, and it's like, yeah, well, but then they pointed out that it was $6.99. I'm like, okay. So I picked up a copy of Icarus, and that game also has a pretty severe survival mechanic, and is also incredibly cozy. I don't know what it is. So, you know, I would love to hear from you guys. Broke my shovel. I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you find the survival games to be cozy? Or am I wackadoodle, right? I mean, you know, maybe this is the first sign of dementia. I don't know. But you tell me. But that's the way I feel, right? Like right now, I'm playing with my friends in Ireland, and so and I'm between jobs, so I do my job hunting in the morning, do my applications and such, and by then they're home from work, and so, you know, we'll spend a couple hours online playing together, and I really look forward to it. I get a big cup of tea, and, you know, I got my slippers on, and I just sit down and I just go for it. And yeah, I'm being attacked by wolves and stuff there, just like I am here, and yet I'm still getting that whole, you know, autumn, closed in, cup of tea, wrapped in a blanket, reading a good book type vibe, right? It scratches all those itches, and that just boggles my imagination. I mean, or maybe I'm just weird. I mean, that is a distinct possibility. Wouldn't be the first time the claim's been made. Probably won't be the last. But one of the nice things about growing old is you don't care so much, right? You just part of it is when you're young, you're very much concerned about what people think, and you're very keen on presenting the way you think either people expect you to be, or you're rebelling, and so you present yourself totally the opposite of that. But either way, your image is something you carefully cultivate. When you're old, you don't care anymore. When you're old, you're just like, this is what I'm doing. So, like when you see these like young women, they're in their 20s, and they're going to the store, and they've got their makeup carefully done, crafted and everything, and they're out there, really trying to show that their form and their youth. Then you see old folks like me out there in their slippers and a pair of sweatpants, and they're just like, this is me. Speaking of old folks, this is my last few hours. Actually, well, I'm getting at it. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 58. But I was going to say it's the last few hours of being 57. But it's not the last few hours of being 57, because I was born at 7:30 in the evening. So I'm going to be pretty much 57 all day tomorrow, and only at 7:30 at night while I finally become 58. And let me just point something out to you. Like with my wife's case, when she celebrates a birthday, we are still celebrating her 29th birthday. I told her it's time that she should be 39, but she's like, no, we're still 29. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I know a lot of people feel, especially when you get older, feel that way about birthdays, right? It reminds them that they're getting old and they don't want to celebrate the birthday. My mom's definitely that way. For her birthday is just another day, and she does not want you to remind her of it. But I don't necessarily care if anybody celebrates my birthday or recognizes it. However, I don't fear the day or hate the day, because growing old, it's certainly, there's times it's not fun, that's for sure. But it's a privilege that many people don't get the chance to share. And I'm thinking my friend Eric, right? He's been gone almost a year now. About 6 months ago, I passed him in age, right? I lived longer than he did. And this is my point, right? Well, my point is I can't figure out how to go down the ladder. I've done this before. Why? What is the problem? D, no. S, no. W, A, no. What is the problem? Oh, crouch. Okay, control. Sorry, inside its factory, I finally learned how to go down ladders, but that was to go backwards. But now I'm playing this game, and that doesn't work. Anyway, so my friend Eric, he deserved to live a lot longer than he did. And I think about that, right? In that now that I've passed the age that he lived to be, not only was his passing a reminder to me, the fragility of life, it also was a reminder to me that I need to make the best of the time I got left. And not to drag things down, but one of the things I'm doing with that time is I'm spending time with you, because this is fun to me. Chatting to you, though it's not to you properly, because I'm just speaking in a microphone. I can only imagine all of you. I say all of you. It might be, a couple dozen, but that's okay with me. That's okay. Because you guys leave great comments. Some of you have joined the channel, and so I've gotten to know you even better. And I think the type of people who are willing to watch this video, who want to watch this video, who enjoy watching, these are good people. I like these people. And yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. There she blows. Anyway, so growing old is a privilege. You can complain about it, certainly, but just remember, there are those who would love to have had the chance to grow old, and they never got it. You know, on my dad's side of the family, my grandmother died the year before I was born. And on my mom's side of the family, my grandfather died the year before I was born. So, never even met them. And now I'm older than either of them were when they died. Which is kind of disturbing because they both died. Well, one died of pneumonia and one died of heart attack. So, I guess I better take care of myself. So we're prospecting here to get a reading on the local mineralogical status. Very poor malachite, but isn't that what I found? Malachite. So this is very poor? Okay. Well, I'll take very poor. I always thought very poor was like... Do you hear that? That scraping sound? There's something down here with me. There must be a cave system that I'm nearby. I didn't see any cave entrances, but doesn't mean they're not there. Okay, and it's medium quality copper ore. I have no idea how much is in medium, but I'll take it though, right? I mean, I will take it. Though, we are going to run out of storage here shortly. And I'm looking, I see like right on my hotbar, I've got 2 spears that are in the orange. So if I have to, I'll sacrifice spears since they don't have much mileage left anyway. I'm just so jazzed. I was so jazzed to be able to smelt copper, but now I'm just so jazzed to find more copper because I was really starting to worry, right? So the next step is I'll have to look up and see what metals I can use to make bronze. I think there's 3 different metals I can use with copper. I want to make sure it's not getting dark. I think there's 3 different metals I can use with copper to make bronze. They all have slightly different strengths and properties, but I'd be perfectly happy. Ooh, that's lead. I do not have room for picking up lead, so we'll have to come back for the lead. Focus on the copper right now. But I'd be happy with any of the 3 bronze types. When I hear bronze, though, I just think the original Mad Max, right? That's what the Mad Max was a policeman before civilization destroyed itself, and they wore bronze badges, so the bad guys called... what is... So there's that grinding noise again. Why? Oh, it's a single medium crystallized chunk of malachite. Okay. I can hear something moving. It's over here to my left. So, anyway, yeah, so Mad Max was a cop before civilization ate itself. And the cops wore badges. They are made of bronze. And so the bad guys would call them bronze instead of, like, you know, fuzz or pig or whatever. I have no idea what people call cops nowadays. It's probably not good. You know, that's a tricky subject for me because I come from a... well, my dad's side of the family, my dad made sure we were kind of cut off from. So grew up with my mom's side of the family, and they're all, you know, military and law enforcement. So my mom was a cop, my stepdad was a cop, my sister and I were police explorer scouts. So definitely a law and order type of family. But at the same token, too, I can't reasonably justify or defend a lot of the things that have happened over the past 10 years or so. So I think in some way it's a reflection of other parts of our culture where we've lost our way. But enough of that. Back to the cozy, right? I'm carving out this ore so that I can go back to, I wouldn't call it the bat cave. Unless you call me an old bat, then I guess it kind of is a bat cave, but... Huh. Okay. And it's not really a fortified house as yet. It's not really a house. I live in a fairly large and comfortable dirt hut, but it is a dirt hut. There's just no way to sugarcoat that, right? Yeah, I hear you. So, and we'll take this dirt. This dirt will be useful. We can use it to expand our island a bit. It's now as we get closer to being able to move out of the dirt hut into the proper house, I need to start thinking about how I'm going to use space. I think it's early enough that maybe we can go grab and try to grab a fruit tree and start fruit trees on the island. And I'm pretty jazzed about that. But yeah, I mean, the problem with the fruit trees, eventually I'll have more fruit than I'll know what to do with. I kind of already have more fruit than I know what to do with. So, ooh, these are done. So, oh, these are done. Oh, these are done. And I have no inventory space. So, let's do something about that. Everything happens all at once, which is sometimes happens when you're juggling 4 or 5 things, right? Usually happens that way at work, right? Where you got 3 or 4 things going on and you're trying to get people to respond and nobody's responding and things need to be finished, but the people you're relying on aren't done. And then, so you're kind of sitting there trying to figure out a way to look busy, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's all done at once. And now you have to stay late to try to get it all handled. So I'm already using my new storage for more ad hoc overflow storage, which is not what I wanted to do, but you got to do what you got to do. At some point, hopefully in the near future, I will have so much storage and I will laugh at the memory of trying to juggle containers like I am now. But I'm not laughing at the moment, that's for sure. Didn't realize I didn't have a knife. They're incredibly useful. It's something that's nice to have. If you're rolling your eyes, I unfortunately can't see it, but that's my favorite reaction for my girls when I say something like this. Okay, so we got beets. This is rye, so that's good. We already and more beets. Oh, I mean turnips. I call it beets. So in our family, we don't eat many turnips in real life. We do eat a fair number of beets, though. In the flavor department, I think beets beat turnips. So there is that. Okay. Let's see. So I got 2 storage vessels worth of storage, and I'm already running out of storage again, right? I mean, just, oh, how obnoxious. Let me go get the grain I dropped. Couldn't pick up. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. So no complaints. No, but I guess the complaint I have now is like I've pretty much tapped out all the soil for nitrogen-based crops. So I'm going to have to find something that's not super nitrogened out already. Well, this is actually pretty good. And we will use that for the rye. Oops. This one, nitrogen's kind of wore out. Oh, weeds. Let's see. Nitrogen's almost recovered here. This is going to be my problem with any type of crop rotation is I can plant a bunch of nitrogen stuff and then the next round most of my fields will just be fallow because I don't have any other crops to put there. I do kind of miss the Minecraft dynamic where you get extra seeds. You don't need that many extra seeds. Some would be nice. So that I could expand my non-nitrogen based crops a bit. 1.8. And I think this will work. I'm definitely not going to starve this winter. That's important. It doesn't mean I'll live through the winter, but it does mean I won't starve. Let's get rid of some of these rocks by grabbing some clay and making a bunch of cobblestone. No, I don't want to deal with it. I was going to say, we still had that bug. There's probably still that bug where I can't distribute more than a single stack worth without it getting all wackadoodle. It doesn't distribute evenly. Huh. Actually, that's quite a bit. And that worked out perfectly. Where'd it go? Oh, it's probably in the basket. Let me go get it. And goes. No. Okay, I can put the feathers here. This makes a little more sense than it did. We're gonna need those ingots before I can do much with this. Here, let's take care of the food. Let's get it off of here and set it down. And let's grab the crucible and let's fire up some ingots. So a single ingot takes the same amount of material as a tool, which is 100 units. So I need 400 units. Each of these nuggets is 5 units. So I'm going to need 80 chunks. 64 plus 16 should give me 80, I think. And I read somewhere that distributing this stuff makes it work fast. I don't believe that's true, but doesn't hurt anything to try. So let's add a few sticks to get it going. And it's going. Now the sticks are only going to get it to 700 degrees Celsius. So what we need is some peat, but I don't need a lot, just a few. That'll get us to 900 degrees Celsius, and then the coal will take us the rest of the way. And don't forget the tongs. So then let's place down our ingots someplace. I want to make sure I don't step on them too. See, it seems like a pretty roomy hut until you're trying to realize that almost any place I put on it, I'm going to step on it. And almost done. So we got one more stick. We're closing in on 700 Celsius. So there we go. It's kind of like rocket boosters. You know, if you're familiar, like when they send rockets into space, you know, it has multiple stages. And each stage is designed to take it to the next level of altitude more efficiently. And then dropping free so that there's less weight to carry to the next stage. Okay. So I think I'll need all the peat. And then we will go to, you can see the ore is no longer green. It's kind of orangish now. So we're closing in on that critical temperature. I think it's about 1080 Celsius. Okay. Copper ore is now definitely orange. It's definitely looking coppery as opposed to green. Green, it means it's been oxidized somewhat. That's what malachite is. That coppery color is what you get when you chase away the oxygen, the oxide. And now it looks like popcorn. It looks like buttered popcorn. I wouldn't eat it though. It's getting all liquidy. Here we go. Here we go. We are okay. So it's 1090. It's 1090. There you go. So now the green arrow is filling up. We are on our way to liquid. Liquid hot magma. Liquid hot copper. So this is just a very cool mechanic. I totally get why the folks made Terra Firma Craft, which is the original survival mod for Minecraft, right? I get why they made it. And you know, I played Terra Firma Craft way back in the day. That was when I first experimented with modded Minecraft. But see, that is, gosh, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, somewhere around there. And modded Minecraft was not for the faint of heart. They were doing some really amazing things. I gotta tell you, it was some awesome stuff. But man, dealing with modded Minecraft, you kind of need to have a degree in engineering to pull it off. Modded Minecraft today, whether you're running Fabric or Forge or one of the other launchers, they've really simplified it dramatically. They made it available to pretty much anybody, and that is a heap of awesome. In fact, in a lot of ways, I think the modding community for many games have a better understanding of the game players and how they play than some of the gaming companies and devs that actually work on the mainline products do. And it's probably because I think mods, game modding communities, I think that is the true democratization of gaming, right? We the people expanding upon what was originally offered. I was just talking to somebody this weekend about kind of like the development of games, right? Because back in the day, game companies did not support modding. It was a direct threat to their bottom line. And then, but over time, gaming companies started to write games specifically with modding support built in from the get-go, right? That's a very different mindset. And I think they're all coming around. Even Electronic Arts, who You know, their main claim to fame has been to sell you a game and then run you through the ringer paying for DLC. And of course, you know, modded content kind of screws that up a bit, but I think even they're coming around on this. They're still gonna stranglehold you with overpriced DLC, but at least they're starting to acknowledge that having a strong modding community does help extend the life of a game, and that's ultimately what they're after, right? People want to buy the game, keep buying the game, and it's the easiest way to do that is have people still excited about it. I mean, you say what you want. Hello Games has been working on No Man's Sky for 9 years, and you know, they just recently celebrated their strongest concurrent player base ever, right? And well, I gotta tell you, that's because those Corvettes are worth it, right? It's yeah, you can do your own, you know, Firefly. The home game is now possible, right? Get your friends together, everybody pile into one ship, and trust me, when you first get your Corvette, it's closer to the Millennium Falcon or Firefly than it is to any fancy Juggernaut, Dreadnought type thing. It is awfully dark. I do dig the red skies. I'm just not sure about running around in the dark before my ingots cool. And quite frankly, the clock is ticking. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time in this episode to do any actual foraging, so that we might have to save that for the next episode. But what I'm going to do here is I got a bunch of fertile dirt, and I don't want to use the fertile dirt as filler on which to base the island. I'd rather have the fertile dirt, if anything, as a top layer. So I think I want to come over here to these outcroppings, and they're almost all completely limestone and low fertility dirt. So I think I want to come up here and harvest some of that low fertility dirt so that I can use it for filler. Just make sure there's no bad guys up here or around here waiting for me. See, I've already trimmed this area a little bit in the past, but I didn't have my pickaxe, so well, I don't have my pickaxe at the moment, but I didn't even own one then, so let's shovel. Okay. You know, I did get curious about those Corvettes in No Man's Sky, so I played a mess of them. I think I've talked about it here. I don't know if I've talked about it in this video series, but I've certainly talked about it on the channel, which is I really, really, really love No Man's Sky, but the reason I left the game is that they had some pretty arbitrary and stringent build limits, and you know, with a name like Worldbuilder, build limits really don't sit well with me. And that was the problem, right? I was at the point where I started building the way I wanted to build, and then I hit the limits, and I started curtailing how I wanted to build, and then I even got to the point where I had to curtail my curtailing, which curtailed my fun, is what it did. And so I quit playing. But I wanted to check out the Corvettes, and I did, and they're cool. But more importantly, while I was out looking, I mean, it's been like 3 years since I last played, or longer. And you know, getting back to the modding community, they have a modding community. And so I said, hey, maybe somebody... First I checked, and the arbitrary and hard-coded build limits are still there. But then I said, well, maybe somebody made a mod to help me here. And they did. So I've tried the mod. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'll post a link to it in the notes on the episode webpage. But it seems to work. Now, you still have a limit of 3,000 base parts for a base to be uploadable. And that's what you need for other players to see and interact with the base, right? It's got to go up on the server, and to be on the server, that limit's still in place. And I get that limit. I'm cool with that. The limit that was kicking my butt was the 16,000 save file limit, right? Which is, you could have up to 3,000 build parts in a single base, and you can have up to 400 bases, but you can only have a total of 16,000 build parts in your save file. Oops. And that was the part that killed me. But this seems to have sidestepped that. I'm just building like a crazy man and expecting at some point for it to tell me, that it's choking and it's not working. But so far, it seems to be working. And if it does, I may be playing more No Man's Sky than in the future, because, like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. The exploration. Plus, I took a break for several years, so they've added a whole bunch of new content, including a bunch of mainline quest lines and cool stuff. Anyway. And then, of course, it got me looking, right? Because with the add-on of the Corvettes, and by the way, this add-on is called Voyagers. Now there's all sorts of videos. Oops, I gotta kill off that plant. There's a lot of people who are now making a lot of comparison posts or videos about, like, did it again. Not Voyager, No Man's Sky versus like Starflight, right? And how they're the same, how they're different, which one's better, blah blah blah. So it's also got me looking at space games in general. Now, I told you I got Elite Dangerous, but unfortunately, Elite Dangerous it does have building, but the building's too abstracted, right? It's like, I like being able to, like, what wall will I use and what chair will I put in here, and it doesn't do that, right? It's more like the lines of, do I or do I not build a starbase, right? And that's not quite the level of detail I wanted. Plus, the game system itself is I love that persistent server model, but it requires a lot more attention than I can afford to give to it, right? So it's sitting in my Steam inventory with about a bazillion other games I bought but never play. And of course, I think it was today that kicked off the Steam Autumn Sale, or as I like to say, my tri-annual temptation test, and I've already failed. I think I told you I bought Icarus, and that's because they made it $6.99 and my friends were playing and said, "Hey, why don't you play Icarus?" And I said, "No, I'd like to. It's on my list, but And they said $6.99, and I'm like, "Oh, curse you all! Take my money." So there we go. And like I said, I was looking at some other games. Now, I had bought Space Engineers 12 million years ago, and I think I played it all of 10 minutes. I think what happened was I was playing Empyrean Galactic Survival, and this is like a long time ago, so it was really rough. I mean, there was a lot of promise there, and I was enjoying it, but it was really rough, and I was getting tired of the rough edges. So I was looking for a new game, And I'm pretty sure that's when I bought Space Engineers. It's also when I bought No Man's Sky. And so I think I loaded Space Engineers and tried a little bit and said, okay. And then I loaded No Man's Sky and tried a little bit and never looked back at Space Engineers. But I've been looking at it again lately. And again, stupid Steam Autumn sale. So now I'm already hooked. I already went in there and, already bought Icarus. And then I looked and I have Space Engineers, but all the DLC was on sale. And I had some of it already, so I could get the rest of it at a discount for like $25 total. So I got that, and we'll figure that out too. What I need to do is, since I'm pretty sure I don't have any rich relatives. Well, first of all, I don't have any rich relatives. I certainly don't have any rich relatives that are going to die and leave me a fabulous amount of money. And winning the lotto is mathematically, well, I would say impossible. It's obviously improbable. So I guess I'm just out of luck, because that's really what I would love. While everyone else gets up and goes to work, I get up and I play my games for a few hours, eat lunch, play for a few hours more, and then everyone's getting home from work or school, and then I wrap up my games, and then we do the family stuff, and it's very nice, and everything's fun. That would be awesome. That would be my blue heaven. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Now, that is kind of how I envision retirement, with little episodes of like farming, not farming, gardening and stuff in between. But I'm not gonna. I did enjoy golf back in the day, but I don't envision myself as being one of those old guys on the golf course. Yeah, I'll use some of his dirt as filler, I guess. Kind of a waste. I had kind of hoped that, Eric and I would be retired together, and then we can goof around online and stuff. A couple old fogies causing trouble online, but that obviously didn't happen. My current gaming crew is the right age, and we're bonding pretty well, so maybe that will be the plan with them, right? Maybe we'll all retire together and goof around online together. Sure hope so, because I was sure looking forward to that. But I'm not in any danger of doing that just yet. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be 58, but 58 is not retiring age in the United States. Apparently not. So I got, by my estimate, I have another basically 9 years. And then we'll go. But there you go. That is today's episode. I kind of hoped we'd be foraging, and we're not. But we are we're on the edge. We got ingots. They're all cooled. We got the forage. We even have some charcoal. I will definitely need to expand my charcoal production. We actually made a lot of progress on food and stuff. Found another copper vein. I mean, it was a pretty eventful episode. Plus, I got some good rambling time to just ramble on about grandpa-style topics. So, I enjoyed myself. I hope you did. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you come back for the next episode where we pick up where we left off. But in the meantime, I hope this finds you in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.